Okay, door is locked. So that prevents random intrusion by siblings.
Random encounter.
Yeah, random encounters have been turned off.
Pokemon battles.
Turbo mode is on, and Diodot the Game Matters podcast is also commencing.
Ooh.
Welcome to episode 35.
35.
First after E3 and after a long, long day. Uh,
Long week. Holy shit, yeah, it was a long week, wasn't it? Oh
A lot of
god.
stuff happening.
A
Way too
lot
much.
of stuff happening. So
introducing the panel for today, we have Wanamirul, Wam,
hello.
and next we have Daniel.
Hello.
Also, we have Anan.
Yo.
And special for this episode only, making his annual debut. Yeah,
Hey, what's up? The one and only.
we finally got
Siapa?
him back.
Shut up! Shut up!
We had to let him out of the basement because we have had a week. I don't think we have any follow up because I can't remember what we talked about last week because we were all so tired.
Yeah. So let's not start with there. Let's start on a high note. A very high note. Wow, what did we did the last 2 weeks?
Okay, so this is probably going to be the meat of this podcast is us talking about like what the fuck's been going on since the last episode. So we get invited for events, right? You know,
Mhm.
we've talked about a few of those events. They're usually like product launches, companies talking about their plans for the year, for the quarter, or whatever. Every now and again you get an event that just makes you go, this is weird. I'm gonna go. So Meg and I went courtesy of the lovely folks at Asus Republic of Gamers.
And Nvidia.
And Nvidia.
And Maple Story.
No,
No.
that's your story, not this one.
Oh. Okay. That
So-
was yesterday.
There's an event in the beautiful heart of KL called Dine in the Sky, which at first you think sounds like a restaurant in the KL Tower. It's not. No, it's you get onto a platform, they strap you into a chair, and a crane lifts you up. Like how many meters in the air? We were pretty high.
I remember 50 dimension. 150 feet, 50 meters. Either.
Yeah.
I can't remember which.
That's about more or less the same. So yeah, that happened. We did not get to eat in the sky, unfortunately. Well, we did, but we weren't supposed to. So they wanted it. They invited a bunch of streamers. So fuck knows why we were there. And we got in. So they made us play. What did they make us play, Mac? They
Come on, it's the Dark Souls of. Wait, I messed
Oh,
it
yeah,
up.
it's
It's
the
Dark
newest
Souls.
Dark Souls game. Yeah, they made us play Crash Insane Trilogy.
Damn it! Another wound being opened. Ah!
Yeah, this
Crash.
week has been like mech rolling ones constantly on dice rolls.
No, it's not. It's not.
Ironically.
Okay. It's almost landed a 6, and then at the last minute, pop, 1.
Yeah. As a
Which
Warhammer
is
player, I can attest.
worse. Which
How-
is worse.
So
Anyway.
the way this works, right, is you have all these teams of 2, and they're all supposed to live stream from this platform in the sky, and you're supposed to play Crash. Now, at the end of every level, they tell you how many crates you missed. So you're supposed to report back your score. And so the first 5 levels. And whoever wins gets whatever. We don't know. We didn't stick around, which should tell you how this story ends. So so we play the thing. And by level 3, by the way, thanks to all of you who tuned into our live stream of this event, by the way.
Yep, it's on
But-
facebook.com/gamermatters.
Or also probably somewhere in my Instagram archive. So Mech is fighting the shield dude in Crash Bandicoot level 3. And we're trying to figure out how to stop it, to the point that I had to stop one of my live streams because I was streaming from 2 phones at the same time. I had to stop one of them to look up a walkthrough on how to do it. And then because there's no AC power up in the sky, in case you weren't aware. So the laptop suddenly goes ding ding ding, low battery, and minimizes the game. And when we get back, the game has crashed.
Crash,
Ironically.
literally crash on us. We crash.
We crashed the Bandicoot.
Oh my god! Even the whole thing is like, no, just to get you guys into the experience. When I tried to play the game, I tried to play as best as possible, but the extreme pressure of being on stream and the pressure of the other crowd people all with their own streams screaming, and I have to scream as well. And then suddenly the middle guy, the guy who's basically monitoring the scores, right? And then keeps on badgering us. And I remember the first level. I've almost cleared the level. One more jump, and then the guy said, "Game on Malaya!" And then I started, missed the jump, fall into the hole, and like,
Shock.
Wow, what a lot
Yeah.
of cost.
Yeah, I have to say, like, no hard feelings to our sponsors, but maybe don't have everyone in the room stream at once, because it's impossible to communicate when everyone is talking at the same time and no one wants to listen. This dude's like trying to explain the rules of the event, trying to get everyone's score feedback, and he's like, guys, and everyone's too busy talking to their audiences that no one's listening to him, so he has to talk louder, so we have to talk louder so we can hear each other. So that was a stressful thing.
yeah. And by the way, during the whole time, one was asking me questions. I barely heard 50% of it, and I just say, cannot, yeah, pass. I don't know.
To be fair, that wasn't me being an asshole. That was my job for the event. Like there were 2 of us per team, and the second person's job is supposed to be asking the person questions.
And the punishment is getting to eat a random selection of various jelly beans, I guess.
Yeah, with weird flavors. It's called Bean Boozled.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah, and then so yeah, literally every team. I don't think anyone did it by halfway through the thing.
No, the guys beside us, those the ones who actually finished the whole thing.
No, I meant did it as in the bean challenge. I don't think anyone did the bean challenge.
That I don't know.
Yeah, I think they wussed out, wusses. I should point out, like, it is always entertaining seeing people who do this for a living compared to us, because I don't know if we've ever said this on the podcast. I know I said it off mic a lot of times. Streamers have a certain personality, whether this is a requirement of their job or whether it's just coincidence that most of them have this personality. It's there. They have to be a certain way on camera. We do not have that personality, as you can tell by the meandering state of this podcast. And so it was really funny because everyone's just like, trying to be cordial in that streamer way. They're like, "Hey guys, this is our first stream in English. We usually do in Malay, but we're here. Thank you to Asus. This is the model of the laptop." Meanwhile, after Mac and I gave up for a while, wait, hold on. My apartment thing is going. Mac vamp.
Okay. Just to explain the bit where I got frustrated. Apparently, I don't know how, but our setup was rigged. Like literally rigged. I don't know why, but I cannot do a double jump. Because I remember by memory we can jump a double jump in Crash. But then suddenly I keep on missing my jumping and keep falling into the holes because Crash mode double jump. So I kept talking on the stream. Oh yeah, remember, yeah, Crash doesn't have a double jump. Remember. And you know why we stuck at level 3? We stuck with the shield guy because we cannot double jump. God damn it! I think the controller thing might set up with there's a turbo button or something that's been turned on. We didn't notice. So yeah, that was a thing. And I think throughout the whole story here, me and Wam didn't talk about the whole thing about the heights. So apparently, we had a discussion with another of our media friends lah. We discussed, okay, today we will discover whether we fear heights or not. So by the end of the session, we came back to him and we said, "Oh, so what the lesson learned?" I immediately say, "Screw crash, screw crash." The lesson learned today is screw crash. I hate crash by that. It should have been Spyro, man. If it was Spyro, then 100% speed run, no problem. 127%, we can do it all day.
Yeah. So sorry about that. My door intercom started ringing. They got the wrong apartment. Fuck.
Lol.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I assume Meg talked about how about how we couldn't double jump and therefore couldn't clear the level.
And well, our discovery of heights.
Yeah, Discovery of Heights. So the discovery was more for Mac because I know I'm afraid of heights, but yet I keep doing stupid shit that's related to heights anyways. My main thought during the whole thing was, if I drop my phone, Apple will never cover this under warranty.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, wow, remember the conversation with the
dropped my
guy?
foot.
Oh, which one? We had a lot of conversation.
When we convene back and after the whole thing, we talk about, oh yeah, so what do you guys learn after the session? I said screw crash, and then no, the first one about heights. Oh yeah, the heights.
Yeah. Mac's just like, oh, I'm okay with heights, but screw crash.
And then one's like, no, I'm terrified. And then the guy said, oh, okay, so okay, after this you won't do that. And then what you said?
I said, no, I'll still do it.
We'll still
Wow.
do it despite the fear.
For content, you would sacrifice yourself. Amazing.
Yeah, I do a lot of stupid shit for content. There's also should point out, in case Asus puts out the press photos, you may not recognize me in those photos because one of us might have been cosplaying at the event.
Uh-oh.
Hence the
Now-
robot. Hence the
Yeah,
robot thing.
we have christened it the Kanohi mask of shit posting.
give a good name for that one. So that's the towering heights. Oh yeah, we didn't get dinner in the sky. We got dinner at the mama at the side.
Yeah, across the road. Yeah.
Uh-huh. and at the end of the day, we saw the Devil Tower itself.
Yeah, Devil Tower.
It literally is a Devil Tower. It lights up.
We did. We even got some sweet photos of it. It was.
We
Oh,
s-
and again, shout out to friend of the podcast, Yingze. Bumped into her again. So they put out a notice before the event, asking for everyone to please wear, if they own it, any Asus ROG shirts. So only 2 people were, whether through arrogance, non-compliance, or whatever, did not follow that rule. Mac wasn't one of them. Don't worry, he followed the rules.
I was about to ask.
One of them was the lovely Yingze, who is exempt from all rules. And the other was this asshole.
No, you got a free pass. You're cosplaying.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the heights.
That's
Of
the heights.
the heights of the podcast. We're going down from here.
Yeah, it was fun though. Like seriously, thank you Asus for the whole thing. It was terrifying, yet I'd still do it again. Oh, did you say like when we first went up, like because they gave us envelopes with instructions on it, and the moment the thing starts lifting up, there's a breeze of wind and we lose half our envelope.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh.
that too. Huh?
Wow.
It was like a cartoon. Like they're like, okay, you can open your envelopes, and then it's gone.
I have to add, I was responsible with the envelope, so that should explain a lot. If you
Oh, yeah.
guys know me enough.
Also, halfway through, when we realized that we were never gonna win, I started like turning the camera around and bothering like the other attendees. I was like, "Hey guys, what's up? So what do you think of the event? And they were just like, they had no idea. It's like, this is what we're for. This is what we're here for. It's for crossover shit, man. And she's like, oh, we really just want to focus on the game. Like, ugh. Ugh.
We already lost, so we don't care.
Yeah. We're not even sabotaging you for us. Like, we've literally lost already. So yeah, that was that event. What else we talking about? I guess we're gonna go on the whole thing. Let's
But
talk about the laptop launch trifecta.
do you want to go there? You want to go there?
Well, we can talk about Dota first then.
No, Dota will be
No,
the Dota thing will be in the trifecta. No,
Okay.
Iram, you redundanting the docket. The thing you add is unless it's Maple Story, one of them, the other is a redundant. So anyway, yesterday at the time of this recording, we have not one, not two, but apparently 3 laptop launches event, gaming laptops.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a busy day. It started at 10. We had the thing with Acer Predator first. Acer had a full crowd at Sunway Pyramid. 2 full, in fact. I have in good authority to know that they were supposed to have a bigger area in the shopping mall, but thanks to some K-pop idols, they have to be moved away.
Oof.
So thank you, K-pop idols.
Thank you, K-pop.
Yeah,
Can't
so
believe the day has come.
Acer boys, what do you guys see there?
So there were new monitors, new laptops, new desktops.
Ooh.
The new, I can't remember laptop names. So I'm very sorry, Acer. I know them as big color thing, small color thing, and screen.
With the slidey bit.
Oh yeah, I forgot
yeah.
about slidey laptop. Yeah, slidey laptop's really cool.
Oh my god, slidey boy.
Yeah, so it's got like, you can rotate the screen, so you can either bring the screen forward, or you can just flip it straight around, or you can have it turn the other way to show shit off. And then the trackpad turns into a numpad. You have to understand, I'm like a fucking caveman here, guys. Like, everything's just like magic to me. The high tech ones are very high tech, and most important thing though, we got legally distinct Destiny characters on stage.
Acer Man, right? I think it's
Yeah, that's what I called them. Yeah, because there was one of them hanging around outside the event, so I thought there was only going to be one of them. He looked like a Destiny hunter, and I was just like, "It's Acer Man, guys!" And then during the event, the screen opens up, and 3 of them come out, and they're literally a hunter, a warlock, and a titan. It's just like, yeah, maybe we should have put a bit more time into those costumes, but it's okay. It's okay. It was very cool. Acer. Good show. Daniel, anything else you want to bring up?
I mean the 2 new monitors. I forgot the number, but it's like very affordable, I guess, like 600 a bit. And it's all with, HDR, true colors, the whole shebang, I guess.
The
But
Nitro
very
one or
cheap.
the Predator one?
I think the Nitro one.
Yeah, okay. The Nitro one is
Yeah, the Predator one's Predator one's the cheapest one is 900. So yeah,
the
that's
Nitro one that's like 600, I guess. That's really cheap. So not bad.
yeah.
Yeah, laptop wise
Uh,
specs are pretty what you expect lah. Most of them got the 9th gen Intel Core upgrades, the Nvidia GTX and RTX upgrades. One thing to note is that most of the laptops now are turning to SSDs for storage.
yeah, man.
Hallelujah.
The
We're
future is
getting
now, baby.
the mass production of SSDs.
The next gen is coming, man. But what I saw with Acer is that they start the standard with 256 gigabytes. So apparently that's the standard right now. So that will be important in the next session. Before that, anything more on Acer Predator? Let's not mention the
Uh,
beat.
yeah,
That
the
The
big
beat.
reveal. We'll save that for the end. You have to complete all 3 routes first, then you get to know the actual news value of this
The
story.
plot twist. The big
The plot-
the big thing. Okay,
the
anything.
big thing. Oh, they served us breakfast. Also, just some funny quotes from their press release was that gaming without RGB lighting is incomplete. Paraphrasing there. Uh, so because they were talking about the RGB lighting. Another one was because Acer has their Acer Eye Strain thing, like to help save your eyes. And they're like, great, this is great if you're doing programming. And I'm just like, that's smart, Acer. That's a genuinely clever way to sell your monitor. Other than that, no, I think that's about it for Acer, I guess. Oh, yeah, they brought out Alicia Tan. Yeah, she was the 4th Destiny Hunter.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Ooh. I thought
Like,
you guys were like hoping for K-pop dances like the other day on V Valley.
No,
but
I
no.
was.
What was?
Oh, okay.
I may
think
have
we're
put
gonna
out an
be convincing
inconspicuous
actors.
poll on Twitter asking. I was
I give
hanging
your
out with
prayers. Your
I
prayers gonna
was
answer.
I was hanging out with another friend who's not in the loop, and she was just like, "So what was that poll that you put up where you were like idols or Destiny hunters?"
No, that's why the info I put out earlier is important as context. They were being bamboozled by the K-pops, so they brought a supermodel instead.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
They were literally like, "Hey, we have a surprise for you. It's a not gaming laptop, and here's Alicia Tan."
Woo.
Woo. Yeah.
Woo.
So hand it over to the Asus team. What did you guys do? Route number 2, Asus Field.
yep. Just to mention, I was there all of the 3 events, while we have
Which is why Mac sounds so tired.
yeah.
Madman, absolute madman.
Wam and Daniel is the Acer team, and the B team is with Iram. So Iram, what did you see at Asus at ROG?
Oh,
It was in a hotel. It was fancy, and apparently it's a regional event.
true, true. We met some different peoples. We met the guy from Brunei, right? He was saying that the esport was going up there as well. Most common esport games, potato, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. And yeah, and then there's a lot of paid fans, as as per I would say, Aces fan, just to
Oh,
read
was
the
the Bethesda guy there? Woo!
no.
Almost. There were a few,
Oh,
but I don't think they are paid enough as the Bethesda guy. But the atmosphere was similar to that.
true, true.
They were citizens of the Republic of Gamers.
Mm.
I mean, everything is pretty much niche, simple, as per expected. Over there, they showcasing their laptops, new stuff, and me and Mac is kind of like, okay, what's the difference between Zephyrus S and Zephyrus M? We're like thinking, like,
I think the conclusion we made, I don't think this is fully checked, but our conclusion it was made that the S1 this year's refresh all are using RTX. So that's the only way you can differentiate. The Zephyrus lineup is very confusing. If you look at Asus lineup of laptops, there's a lot to choose from. Like the ROG Strix G, basically the new entry point to ROG, the cheaper than the usual 6,000 plus laptops. I think there was like 8 variants in Malaysia. There is plenty to choose from 3,000 up to below 6,000. They have something for everyone. So yeah, if to recognize each and one of them, no, if you think that the ones that Acer is already too much, this is buttloads of incomprehensible babble. There's too much. But it's
By the
good
way,
for
way
choice.
too much.
all of this, we did coverage of this on the site, so you can check if you actually want to know like the more technical details. We did write those out. It's just don't expect me to remember a pile of numbers on this podcast. Without
Gamermeters.com.
to check all that shit out.
So apparently okay, compared to Acer did the presentation like on the stage around that it's in the middle of the hall, in the mall, kan. This one is like
Mhm.
this feels like an E3 press conference. Okay, media section over to here side. Okay, and the center and VIPs and the rest there. All those you are the fanboys. Go cheer a lot. And then we have like 3 projections. And I think it was also live stream. It looks like this is too fancy of a presentation, man.
Yeah.
They're
Even
using every single budget they have to push on this, but no
Is-
food, no
is there like-
Oh, no lunch. Apa ni?
no lunch, no food. They expect us to.
Acer gave us sandwiches and
Woo!
muffins and then lunch.
I didn't took that lunch, and we'll get to that later again. Anyway, so the whole thing is fine, but then again, our friends at Asus was kind enough to get us into a room. Not just us lah, but with all a few of the select media members to get to interview the big boys, the big guns, at
the
Asus
three
ROG.
big heads.
One of them is a country head manager, so that's the big guy in Malaysia. The other 2 is from ROG HQ, from Taiwan. So we asked
Wow.
some pretty interesting questions there. So a few key takeaways from there. This is exclusive stuff. So one of them is that they are doing the new ROG design. They're using BMW Design Works. So basically BMW's design team lah. The ones that do concept design, stuff like that. So they're collaborating with that. And the idea is that ROG wants to collaborate with other brands. So people see ROG not as a gaming laptop line or gaming brand, but more of a lifestyle brand. Essentially, they really want to recruit you into the Republic of Gamers as a lifestyle. That's why they make t-shirts and G-Shock watches.
Apparels.
Mm-hmm.
Aprons.
Apparel.
Okay, ROG aprons, ROG
Only-
razors. Better than the razor branded razors.
Oh god. Okay, so that's route number 2 done. What's route number 3?
After the long trip at Asus and a very empty
Tired.
stomach, we took a drive into Starling Mall, which apparently is almost dead. It's almost a dead
Mhm.
mall. To an event by Lenovo later in the day. So again, what did we see there?
Empty mall. Oh, I mean, inside the mall. No, inside the event or in the mall right now. Which qualification you want to know?
So
Whichever
basic,
is more interesting.
Whichever more interesting. Okay. When we first get in, the first thing we heard is we'll be providing dinner, and that's our mind was filled of food. Like, we're very hungry at the point. Like, we're very hungry. The first thing we do, like when we enter the mall, we went straight up to the highest floor, which is the fourth floor, and we came like 15 minutes early, and they say that you can register first and then look at the tentative later on at 7 we'll be providing you dinner, and we're like yes, but at that moment it was way too hungry for us, so we head way downstairs, I think it's LG, just to find Jaya Grocer and buy some bread.
look, we tried to
That's so
find
sad.
we tried to find the KFC or something like that. Nope, nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
it's because they're all outside, by the way. Because
God damn it! Ah!
Get what?
there's like a Texas chicken across the road.
Ah!
Yeah, the one,
I never know.
The pain
one
starts
roll like-
now.
the one roll starts hard, man.
Oh god damn it! How many rules? How many bad rules? Oh god. And so the event itself, apparently Lenovo did a Santai thing, a very casual thing, where they just do it in they rent a co-space working place and get a room there and set up like 6 laptops for a 3v3 Dota tournament. And they also have like a few of the products already, like F
Mhm.
games over there. Like one of they demoed an ultra wide monitor. They have Gears there running. That's interesting to see Gears as a game for a demo. Cool. And they have like the IdeaPad gaming laptop. Not a good laptop,
Ooh.
honestly.
Not a good laptop.
It has a 1050 GTX.
I wouldn't mind.
Mhm.
Remember
You'll find
the
better.
8 gen RTX?
Oh, that one hold on. But at least the IdeaPad has my friend Pedro on there. So again, interesting choice. I think Lenovo knows their games. Halfway, halfway.
Yeah.
And the RTX model is the Y740, I think. But it has RTX, but for some reason it's using an 8th gen Intel Core.
Processor.
For some reason, it has Battlefield 5. And the big draw is the Y540, which we play Dota on. Apparently, I mentioned to you guys outside of the podcast before. We let's just don't touch Dota, especially when it was me and Iham. If we're going to play 3v3, then we have to ask one other guy to, well, throw the game with us if we're going to play.
Mhm.
And apparently, on that day, they still don't have enough people playing, enough teams to play. So, for as a consequence of getting too friendly with the MC goes, "Hey, Amirul, come on, register lah. Oh, Iram, come on lah, register lah."
God damn.
And we got roped into a Dota match. Thankfully, we got one other guy who also wants to throw the match with us, and that was not the shortest Dota match in the tournament.
We actually the second longest Dota match
How?
of all time. Wait,
How?
I don't know.
Two
This
out
is
of
proof that even when because if you're shit at fighting games, right, it ends really quickly. You just get double perfected and you're done. This is proof that Dota sucks. Because even when you're shit at Dota, it takes a long time.
like 2 out of 3 of us was throwing the game, and not Iram. Iram is actually carrying us.
Trying to not
Is that
doing it so obvious.
okay lah? At least you try not trying. I have no idea. I know how to farm, and that's it.
Yo.
I can't team
Imagine.
fight.
The problem was we can't set our own keybinds. I'm like, wait, the first skill is on C, the second skill is R, and V is for alt. What is this? And I have to like move my hands like 180 degrees like here on the left side. It's very weird to play. And then the person on our right, on my right, he's kind of quite old, maybe my dad's kind of age. So in beforehand, I talked to him like, we're gonna throw this, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go eat. I'm like, oh, nice.
Like during the match, he's just like opens up a bag of bread. It's like,
So he was like, he also so hungry, and he's like, come on, let this thing over with. Like,
For some
yeah.
reason, our match went 5 minutes longer than the grand finals.
what you're saying is that was the most epic match of the day.
I I have
That
no
was
idea what.
epic.
Oh my god. Anyway, we got home with some duit raya, 150 ringgit of Steam vouchers, just in time for the Steam summer sale. So at least it was not in vain.
That's like 150 for the whole team, or
No, each of us.
Each of us.
holy
Wow.
shit, that's
That's pretty good.
We're pretty much blown right now. Like, what game I'm gonna buy? What game I'm gonna buy?
Okay, hold the story. We have a news piece on that. So and the grand prize was 500 each. So yeah.
Oh.
Cyberpunk right there.
So yeah, that
First
was
one,
that
Epic Store.
so that was the trifecta of laptop launchers. So just for before we move on to the big thing, let me just say a few things. From the three, I can say with okay lah, I'm a bit biased lah because I have an Asus ROG laptop right now for review. which is also now out now on GameWise.com. But I think ROG has the better offering for this year lah, just because of 512 gigabytes SSD.
And 8 gigs of RAM.
We'll have to fight with the 8 gigs, but they don't offer less than 8 gigs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing lah. Predator I think is standardized with 256 gigabytes, so that's the what you say
Drawback.
But I think the price is also drop a bit as well. Lenovo is a bit of a interesting thing because the specs wise, it's hard to recommend wholly. But if you like an insurance where they will provide on-site recovery and repairs, then I think the Lenovo Legion would be your kind of thing. If you work a lot, you do business a lot, the Legion is for you. Okay, now the one rules. Explaining the one rules.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you've never been for a media event, it's usually custom that they have like a lucky draw at the end of it, right? As an excuse for them to take your business cards. You drop your business cards in a hole, and then they have a lucky draw. Like the Sony lunch we went for, Mac got a bunch of PS Plus, which is now infinitely more valuable because PS Plus is going up in price later this year.
I'm settled for 2 years, man. Done.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, what lucky draws are kind of they're a thing. Like no one ever actually wins those, so no one really makes it a point to stay for the lucky draw. It's you stay if there's stuff to do, but you just go. So me and Daniel were like, I had to go send Kuro from the Kuro cast, help her send her rabbits to the vet, and I also sent Daniel home.
So
And
we went
then
off.
so we went off. Meg was off starving in DU or whatever. What text did we get, Meg? What text did we get?
He was yelling. Let me double
Okay.
check. Yeah.
Just read
like-
the timestamps and what I said.
So like I was just checking on them, said, oh, how's the event? Yeah, it's okay, blah blah blah. And then at 4:14, why did you guys go out early? Mac yelled. It was for the grand prize. We could have got away with a laptop. All of that in the span of 5 minutes.
We missed out on 3,000 ringgit.
Nah.
Not 3,000. Not 3,000.
Three-
It was the
35.
highest spec for the Acer Nitro 5.
4,500.
It was 6,000.
The highest spec. Okay, you know why this hurts, Okay, so one thing, Wam and Daniel, remember the last few words before I took off, and I keep saying lucky draw, and then okay, lunch first.
Lunch first.
And then I took off because Ihram was badgering me. He wants to go first. Okay lah. I want to make to Asus in time lah. Just again to make a good impression. We have to juggle our social links.
Yeah, could have just gotten the coffee out. It's like no one was guarding it.
So
Yeah.
that's the thing. Apparently, the Asus event starts like at 2. Okay. Okay, that's one thing. One painful thing, kan. Okay, the second painful thing is that I have an inkling when I was already with Irham on there while waiting for the thing. I should mention that. Oh yeah, I had this inkling to WhatsApp you guys to say, may I stay for the lucky draw lah. You might never know. But I didn't send a message for some reason. I didn't. I had the nawaitu is there. The intention is there. And you know what?
Yeah.
To rub it all again, you know that after them calling out my name, apparently I was the one who win, and no one there was going to samput, was going to take that on my behalf. You know, if that person is not there, but if you're from the same outlet, they can still they'll allow you so. So if you
Aww.
guys stayed there. I mean, we have another Amirul. You can stand in for me.
When the guy said it was because we also got like screenshots of the message from the Aether people from the people who told us, like, it could have been either of us. I should point out that was actually Daniel and I's original plan was to stay for the lucky draw. I remember saying to Daniel, "Hey, let's stay for the lucky draw," and then we walked to the car.
yeah. Let's stay for a minute.
Ah, and
Brilliant.
and you know the eventual winner after they redraw, apparently that person also attended the Asus event later on.
Oof. Some people get
So-
all the luck.
So the moral of the story here, ladies and gentlemen, if you go into an media event, come late, go back late. Don't come early, don't go back early. Let's stay until the end. Like until everyone is packing, then go back home. You'll never know.
That's the thing. We went back to the Acer event. It
And there
was
was
so
nothing.
dead. Yeah, it was
Ah.
so dead when we were there. We're just like, we want to just sit here and shitpost until the lucky draw time. But it was just like nothing. We're just like, okay, the laptop's here. I guess there's no demo games to try out on the laptop, so it's literally just like, So yeah, then we headed back to the car, and I went to go carry a rabbit around Kota Damansara.
And
But
again,
so, yeah.
to finish, still not done. No, you know how I got the story? I got that story because we were rushing from the after the Asus conference. Then we were rushing out. We were going to go to the interview, but then one of the guys from My Game On stopped us and say, "Hey, Amirul, you know that your name got called? Oh, got called. I thought it was for the interview. Yeah. I'm looking for the interview. No. The Acer thing. You got called for the lucky draw. What? It was for the grand prize. Sorry."
I was screaming there because we never win anything. I was like, what?
The thing didn't set. I still didn't set in my mind because I was in a hurry because we came into the interview with the big Asus guys kan. We went in late, so my mind was on there, and then I still couldn't process it. After that whole bit, after we go into Starling Mall, then I figured out. God damn, that was a big one. That was a big number one being rolled. And then at the Legion event, I also met another My Game On guy. And he said the same thing too. Hey, Amirul, nama kau keluar. Your name got mentioned. I know.
Imagine I was like laughing. I was on the MRT by that time, so I was like laughing out loud. Macam, oh wow, our luck, man.
You know, I'm stretching this bit very long. I know it's like almost 20 minutes, but I have one more thing to show you guys why this pains me so much. Go look at the docket. This is what is recording Daya.log right now for 34 episodes. The last episode was
Dang.
recording by an Asus laptop. So this is my machine for the past 5 years. And I am severely in need of a new laptop.
So you Lenovo guys out there, if you listen to this, he desperately need a new refreshment of he's being loyal on Lenovo for like 5 years. Come on, it's worth it.
You can give last year's model. It's fine.
Just
Yeah,
give him the ThinkPad gaming one.
You
Just
could
give him
be
that.
the heroes who saved Daya.log. Think about it.
And we say your name for the next 20 episodes.
Save
Yeah.
one man, save the whole
podcast
We'll
humanity.
put it
Bye.
in the logo, like brought to you by. Maybe they don't want that, but you know,
Sponsored content.
So
powered by Lenovo.
Powered by Lenovo. We have that everywhere on our gear. Even now, we're gonna be like powered by Lenovo.
and now
Truly
and
shows
now
how
you
we
know
appreciate that.
and now you know why I'm so obsessed with gaming laptops. And keep on getting all these social lists just because I want to go and review laptops. So at least I can get at least for 2 weeks. I get to play my Warframe. I get to enable my Warframe edition. Because
Then get a-
at this
For
stage,
the
Buy more
day,
platinums.
they're just waiting for the day, and suddenly, okay, you can just keep it. That will be the day.
That will be the day.
yeah,
They'll
we'll
be
see.
like, it's okay, we have enough laptop. You can keep that one.
Okay, we'll see who's going to bite first. Right now we have Acer and Asus who are in very strong graces. So let's see.
Dah
Yeah,
dapat dah.
which one of you wants to power this podcast?
Ooh.
And that's. Oh, I should point out before we went up on the crane, Mac made the very hilarious "Gamers Rise Up" joke right before we lifted
Oh,
off.
I forgot. Wait, yeah, we literally rose up. I forgot.
No wonder that we rolled once after that.
Ah, the karma.
The
I was
karma
watching
hits
the live
back.
stream. I choked.
That's right. The roll dia terus. Okay.
Man, Nando's curse is real, man. Yeah, that also for making fun of Fernando last episode.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, he reflect God the curse back at us.
What? I shall atone for my sins worth 6,000 ringgit. Anyway, we have a whole podcast to go on. 30 minutes has passed. Now I can be at peace with this thing. I can be at peace. I have Steam wallet.
Yeah, at least you got Steam money.
I
It could be worse. They
li-
could have given you like 10 ringgit cards.
Literally consolation prize.
Duit raya 10 ringgit only. Macam mana?
150, dude. 150 dude raya.
Okay, Daniel.
150
You,
is. Oh yeah, Daniel.
Alright.
Daniel has the next most important thing.
yeah, you were on assignment as well.
Yeah. So last weekend at the time of recording, there was this Toys and Games convention at
Taigaka.
PWTC. Taigaka. So it was it was just quite boring lah. It's just anime with some toys, like they sell like models and stuff. So downstairs at their gaming section, they have Metronomics No Straight Roads. The being played is it is the E3 demo which they showed at E3. They just brought over to Malaysia.
And for those who do not know, Metronomic is founded by Wan Hazmi, aka the guy who brought Boroti Chanai into Final Fantasy 15.
That's also a point I want to say. That's also a point. So
Okay.
I played the game, No Straight, and it was quite fun. I already told Wam what I feel about it. I'm just reading the chat. Okay. So the game, I can definitely say, is basically what you mix music with Kingdom Hearts 3, because the controls, I'm pretty sure, are almost it controls exactly like Kingdom Hearts, but there's like different prompts. Basically, let me give you an example. Like the girl character, I forgot her name already. Good. She can her special ability is like she can control the equipment to shoot projectiles and stuff. So which character in a Square Enix game that shoot projectiles? I wonder. So yeah, so I had a theory. I spoke with one at the AC Bank. I think they had hired some people from Kingdom Hearts 3 to help them with the combat, because Wan Hazmi is a former staff at Square Enix.
Queenix employee, yeah.
So maybe they can. Hey, since you guys are done with the game, can you bring some of your magic into our game?
Her name's Mayday, by the way. I'm watching gameplay demo.
Yeah, so it's actually quite fun, and I was actually attended by their sound mixer, their director of sound, like Mr. Falk. Like, also, how was the game? Yeah, it's actually quite fun. So they give me like this, the card with the contact, like, oh, he can. So here's thanks for playing. Here's our contact number, blah blah blah, which I think should give it to you, Mac, later. Okay, yeah, it's quite fun. So then after that, they have this 1 hour talk about the gameplay, how they do like the animations for the different characters and all. And I can pleased to say the game is a boss rush.
Yeah. No, because I keep on thinking this looks like Fury, but the sound is part of the mechanic.
Okay, so if those of you who follow my Twitter will know that I'm still very wary about this game just because artistic differences. And one thing is, music-based neon aesthetic boss rush. Like, I'm sorry, you are going to be compared to Fury, and that is a very hard thing to be compared to because Fury is a lovely game.
Shout out to the game bakers over at
And
France.
yeah, that is probably a 10 out of 10 game.
Maybe not by Game Matters review, but
Nah.
for WAM, it's a
Oh.
10 out of 10.
So this
Yeah.
is basically, I can say that it's strictly a music-based punya apa Fury, I guess, because
Mhm.
the boss fights are ikut a rhythm, but you're not. So, I mean, it's not technically 100% Malaysia made because they have like the guy that attended me, Mr. Falk, was from Singapore. So,
It's the same.
it's still Malaysia.
Malaysian base.
Malaysian
So,
based,
the office in Malaysia kan? Okay, this game is made in Malaysia. Settle.
yeah. Mm.
But yeah, understandable if they got a mixed crowd of talented
You know,
developers
Asian,
over
yeah,
there. Should be
Asian
fine.
We had-
developers.
We had this theory, right? Because Daniel had his theory about the whole Squeenix guy,
Mm.
like possible Squeenix guy. I think they brought this like low-ranking Squeenix employee. His name's Tetsuya Nomura. I think they brought him in on the game.
You know, as an intern, some guy doesn't,
Yeah,
just an intern working
just
for
just an
combat.
intern.
Can you
Yeah.
count the belts though?
I thought because they have like they already showed during the talk they showed like 4 bosses out of I think 6 yesterday. So
Okay, so there's probably one more boss with too many belts on his attire. Okay,
maybe
we'll
Yeah.
see.
that best yet. There's one part I like because they're doing this dynamic music thing. So that means like if the boss is about to die, the music will get more intense. So they have a game inspiration for like Nier Automata, Metal Gear, Avengers, whatever. But my favorite one is one of their inspiration game is Star Wars Wing Commander for the MS DOS
Interesting.
because
You gotta get that retro gamer cred, man.
yeah, it is because it is like beeps and boops like, and then suddenly the Imperial March plays. So there's like, oh, we are inspired by that line to make a game. Okay.
Careful, if they say it too much, the House of Mouse will demand royalties.
House of Mouse.
Throws the brick and you owe us $1 million.
Yeah,
Sign me now.
small amount, just a small royalty of 1 million.
Yeah, no, sorry, it's interesting. I guess it's a interesting boss rush, I guess. But it looks a bit because there is they say that they will be putting hub worlds, I guess. So that means you can learn the story and lore why we have to do the Rock versus EDM.
Oh, does that mean it's gonna be like Shadow of the Colossus, where it's you come back to the hub and then you have to go out and find the next boss?
No, it's very vague. And didn't have time to ask him why Rock versus EDM. He was like, no, this is a secret. Okay, all right.
I have feelings about Brutal Legend because Brutal Legend is basically rock versus EDM but heavy metal. I mean,
indie rock. Indie rock. Ooh.
Well, there you go.
There was something we brought up yesterday as well when we were talking over lunch. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember as well.
Something to do. I just had it. It was just on the tip of my tongue. That's okay.
But and also they are doing also for the release until they will be releasing their music as well because they had to do 3 layers of music for the dynamic though. Normal mode. But
I remember what it was now. So the cool dudes at Metronomic have also been hiring a lot of Malaysian talent for cameos and stuff. Friend of the podcast, Michelle Tan, for example, announced recently that she is in a role. Now listen, we haven't done anything to earn a spot in this game, but we don't want a big role. Just have one random 3-headed thing that we can all voice. Just have it scream the word jelly bean. Please, Metronomic.
We should create an entity that will represent Dial.Lock in everywhere we can put in. So So
Yeah, and I want it to be a three-headed thing that just yells jelly bean. And so
make an art for that. I can put it on the thumbnail.
yes, okay. I'll create jelly bean, and by the time this goes up. So is that it for No Straits Road Talk?
Yeah, that's it for No Stress Talk. It's coming out next year for PS4 and PC. So,
Ooh,
lah.
PS4 exclusive.
no,
Wait,
it's,
has it been bought by Epic yet?
I good question. He didn't say anything, so
Okay, set
Wait,
the
you
counter.
asked.
set the counter. Days being bought by
Days until bought by Epic. So I have something to report, I guess, which is a shit ton of mobile game news. Hello?
Yeah,
Are we there?
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
very good. Yes, it does.
Mhm.
Yeah. So-
Everyone is being silent for some reason.
So first off, long-time listeners of the podcast would remember that many months ago I undertook a break in Food Fantasy where I would not summon anything in Food Fantasy because Pirate Wife was announced on the Chinese server and she would be coming to the English server shortly. I think this was in June last year or so. Something like that. And so I haven't gached since. Today she was released on the English server. And after about approximately 60 pulls, I got her. Because that's how much I've saved in the past year.
60 pulls.
Oh, that's not even all the pulls. I still have a shit ton of pulls.
God damn it.
Like that's just how I just stopped after I got her. Because I was like, this is too funny. I need to keep this going. But so yeah, so that's the first thing. She does not have her voice actor yet, which is weird because the Chinese server already has her voice lines. I'm pissed off. Second bit, Harry Potter got a Pokemon Go game. Here's my first impressions. God, I wish I liked Harry Potter. I think I'd like this game a lot more if I liked Harry Potter. It's really weird. It's just kind of eh. Like it's kind of Pokemon Go, but also not. And Pokemon, is just the best use of the Pokemon IP is Pokemon Go. And also Iron Saga, another game that we talked about on this podcast. Apparently, it's available on the App Store. I downloaded it and I haven't opened it yet because I'm just gacha burnt out right now. But yeah, it's not in English though. That's mobile game news.
Okay, cool.
One. Can I talk about the Bloodborne thing, or do you guys want to do?
No, go ahead.
Anan, you should be pleased to know I have recontinued my Bloodborne adventures.
Nice.
I've killed Master Logarius. Master
Nice.
Logarius.
I watched the clip you posted.
Yeah.
That was great.
So I have reached a conclusion in Bloodborne. The Old Hunters is the greatest piece of DLC ever made for a video game. So,
Ooh.
because I beat all the main bosses in Bloodborne, and I didn't want to beat German yet because you can't continue after you beat German. You have to restart the game. So I was like, fuck that! I'm gonna buy the Old Hunters because it was half off during the PlayStation sale. First thing about the Old Hunters, the new weapons are, I don't know about how practical they are, but they look amazing. Like there's this weapon called the Beast Cutter. Imagine the Saw Cleaver if it were permanently in its long mode and also huge like a great sword. And then its transform mode is that it turns into a whip. Like a giant whip. A great sword sized whip. It's beautiful. There's also the Beast Hunter Scythe, which is just a Saw Cleaver but a scythe. Another great weapon. The Boom Hammer. The self-explanatory name.
That sounds very powder keg. Boom.
It
hammer.
is no. It's from another group that are the proto powder kegs. Like the group would go. You meet there are powder kegs apparently in the DLC, or I don't know. But yeah, and there's also a shield called the Lock Shield, that deflects any non-physical damage. So if you're having trouble with Martha Logarius, for example, because of his fucking fireballs, shield up. Ta-da! It doesn't hurt you anymore. The scythe still hurts you though, so get used to fighting that. This is why I had to alternate between the lock shield and the blunderbuss. So when it's magic, shield up. When it's scythe time, parry. But yeah, the Old Hunters is great. There's some bullshit areas. I'm still playing through it. I'm stuck at the living failures because they remind me too much of me, so I can't kill them.
Oh my god.
That whole area, I like that area just because it's full of dudes worshipping Lady Maria, and honestly, same. They're all just like, Lady Maria, please step on me. And I'm like, how do I join this? How do I join this covenant? I too would like to be stepped on by Lady Maria. But yeah, it's also the regular enemies you fight are hunters. Like they are hard. But they drop like 3 blood vials guaranteed every time you kill them. So and they regenerate, they regenerate. No spoilers, but you're fighting a bunch of hunters and they will regenerate when you respawn. So that is, and just in general, like, because I've been reflecting a lot on Bloodborne. I think Bloodborne is objectively a great game. It's just that I prefer Dark Souls slower combat, but Bloodborne is a great game. Did you know there's only 6 main bosses in the game?
Yeah.
Like everything else is optional.
There's option, That is optional. There's only 6 main.
Like I love that. Like that is an adventure game. It's just like, hey, I wandered too far this way, and now I'm being killed by a big geriatric on a rooftop. Also, the boom hammer is great, by the way. Just, its transform state is it lights on fire and does fire damage. And if you charge your heavy attack, it's an explosion. So Jura, this one's for you.
Pouring out one.
My favorite is still the Tonitrus, but it breaks really easily. But yeah, it's fine.
Boomhammer also kind of breaks kind of easily as well. But it's okay because I'm loaded. And then what else? I had stuff to say about Bloodborne. Yeah, that's pretty much where I stopped because I've just been playing secret review games ever since. But yeah, the PSA, if you're looking for a really, really good game, get Bloodborne and the Old Hunters. Via PlayStation Hits, the original basic Bloodborne is 79 ringgit, and Old Hunters is like 80 ringgit off sale, but it goes on sale really often. So, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I have to say though, one thing about Bloodborne, I have a friend who is very, very like meta obsessed. He's very much a min-maxer.
Okay.
And
Okay.
That's
so
sort of meta.
he gets very stressed out when I play Bloodborne. Because he'll be like,
Why
Can
are
you-
you in
can
arcade
you-
build?
yeah, he's just like, can you up your health? And I'm like, no, I don't want to up my health. It's like, why not? It's like, because if I don't get hit, I don't need health.
Yeah.
And he's
That's the
like-
main point.
And it's like, but you can tank more hits this way. And I'm just like, no, it's okay. And then he's like, you should use Ludwig's Holy Blade. It's the best weapon in the game. I'm like, I don't want to. It's like, why? Because everyone uses it. It's like, because it's the best weapon in the game. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to use it. Because everyone else uses it.
Yeah.
And everyone else thinks they're smart for using it, which is the most important thing. They're like, oh man, my favorite weapon is Ludwig's weapon. Like, yeah, of course your favorite weapon's the best one in the game. Like, let me use my boom hammer with its weird stats and questionable usage.
The Saw Cleaver is still usable until the end.
Yeah,
So
that's
then-
the other one. He's like, can you at least use the Saw Cleaver? Because the Saw Cleaver is really great. And I'm like, no, I don't want to use the Saw Cleaver. Like, I don't want to use the weapons everyone else is using. I want to use my big flaming engine hammer. So yeah, the other day he sent me a very passive aggressive text where he was just like, "Hey, I'm starting a new game, a new playthrough of Bloodborne. I have a maxed out Ludwig's Holy Blade I can give you if you want. Just like I don't want your charity. I don't want your holy blade. I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it and buy a second boom hammer with it. But yeah, so that's Bloodborne.
And with that,
Mm-hmm.
I think we can send the ball to Anand
Yeah.
Ooh.
because
We're
Anand
really
played
slow today, guys.
because Anand played something that I am interested on riffing about.
Oh,
Tadam,
man's gonna be
tadam,
mad.
tadam, tadam, tadam.
Okay, so thanks to the very much newly starting Steam sales, I got one of my games in my wish list, which is Yakuza 0. I've been wanting to buy this game since it launched, but yeah, the cost kind of prohibitive, so now I can get it for 42 ringgit. So I just bought it. Okay, nice. And then when I started playing it, one thing really irks it grinds my gears.
I know. I know.
What is it?
They decided to choose like 3 different cutscene style, and I just want to slap them first.
Well, when you say cutscene style, do you mean like 2D, 3D?
Yeah. No,
2D.
okay. The first style of cutscene, fully animated and voice cutscene. So this one is the best one. Okay, I'm like, okay, you guys have talent, you guys have the resources, and then they have the static frames, but using the 3D in-game models. And at the same time, the other character or the NPC stuff, they're still on the real time speed. While the cutscene characters, Kiryu and the other people, like they're static, holding cigarettes and doing while there's like just walk behind them. Okay, business as usual. And like, what the hell? And no animation. And the third one is quite infuriating. Slightly animated but not voice. Basically just standing, changing
Oh,
cameras.
like it's the Persona cutscene.
Yeah, the personal
Oh,
cut.
who? Mm.
So did
I should mention that the second thing, I don't see them using that method before Yakuza 0 and after Yakuza 0. So I just like want to let you guys know, but yes, the reaction is as expected.
And I'm like, you guys have fully animated and voice cutscene. Use it for all cutscene. Okay, or maybe you can at least use two out of these 3, but not all 3. Okay.
And the best part is that after the full cutscene, and then that sort of cutscene, and then that sort of cutscene, they keep on changing in one sequence.
Okay, the first cutscene, you beating up that guy, right? Okay, fully
Kan?
animated, and then you meet with the collector, the loan shark. The second one, the static frame, and then when you and then in the ramen store with your friend, the third type of cutscene. Okay, fuck this shit. Make up your mind.
Yeah,
worry.
I feel like a lot of games that do style switching with cutscenes is like the DMC Devil May Cry did that for the Virgil DLC, where it switched to like this hand drawn motion comic thing. It was the worst. It was so yeah, I feel you. It's
But one thing I can say to you, Anand, it won't be too often. It'll be
Okay.
some long stretch of time until you see the next cutscene. Especially if you go on doing the sub stories and stuff.
Mm.
So it's fine.
Yeah,
It's
but
fine.
yeah, I still love the game because you have that persona feel in terms of the overworld, and then the combat is like Sleeping Dogs, so both are still one of my top games.
Hmm.
So okay, I give it a pass. Good story, good combat system, good like environment, good graphics, fine. The cutscene I can push it aside, it's fine.
yeah, it's one nitpick in a very
Yeah.
good game.
Yeah,
Have you seen some of the weird sub stories yet?
not yet. I say like just a few minutes in.
The
Someone should try doing a playthrough of Yakuza and avoiding like the most serious Yakuza playthrough to ever serious.
No, that would be boring.
That's what makes it funny though. It's just like holy shit! Like I need to maintain a coherent narrative for as long as possible. Fuck! I'm doing slot cars.
No, I remember in Yakuza Kiwami, you cannot do that because like after a serious engagement with the Yakuza boys, and then Hiro goes and meets some foreigner whose name is Parkus, and he's not voice, he just has this bug. He's just saying, "Nyah, ah," and he teaches you to invest in yourself, as in it's basically teaching you how to spend your skill points. The other guy is there was a joke about a fisting artist. He's a martial arts. He's a martial art practitioner, so fisting artist. Localization is okay.
Huh. Yeah, so that's yeah, speaking of Yakuza localizations, by the way, Judgment has an NPC called Ass Ketchum. I have nothing else to report other than there is an NPC called Ass Ketchum.
Told you.
Oh my god.
Thank God this localization team continues from Yakuza 0. They kept on working for 6. Kiwami 2. What else? No, I think 5, 0, Kiwami 6. I don't know, the whole thing. And then Judgment as well. Oh, and the Feast of the North Star game. So these guys are on a roll. Like in like 3 years, they've been pumping out games, helping us catching up with the Japanese releases.
Yep.
The dream
So
is
that's
coming clean.
so one. I guess we can do one more story till it's news time. Sorry guys, we're all very
Iram, let's send Iram.
Okay.
Iram was also on assignment as well.
I was on this assignment. This is way before. I think this is after these people doing the previous podcast and stuff. Maybe. It's on Sunday, which is right after me finishing my final exam. So I'm like pretty hyped about it.
Is this the battle arena thing?
Shut up. No. Battle arena thing is during my exam, so I'm going it's not other content. I just go in, buy some merchandise, and see they play the game like nothing and stuff. But this one, the one I'm assigned is a Maple Story event, which I have no idea what kind of game it is. I have zero knowledge of whatever it is.
How? You are not Asian anymore.
Shut up.
Go find another nationality. How can you be Asian and not know what the fuck Maple is?
No, I know it get out of here.
I know it exists. I know the characters, but I never play the game. I never touch. It's like, that's it. and then what I do, I order I RSVP 2 packs. I bring in my so-called retired, washed-up Maple player. This way, I can run away in case of they were asking something about meta stuff. So
basically our freelancer of the day lah.
Yes, but he's kind of happy. He's kind of happy. He was so excited. Gonna go to Maple event, and it's a plus plus. He went. So we went there. The first thing I do is, of course, meeting Chris. Thank you, Chris, so much for inviting us, giving us a lot of loot. Actually, a lot of loot. It's a lot. I just don't tell it to you guys, cause. And then.
Look, I can brag about how many Acer jerseys I have. Don't care.
But that's jersey wearable. But this
one.
I
don't have that laptop.
And then they were celebrating 14th anniversary of Maple Story, and they have a lot of games, a lot of stuff going on, and my mouth sometimes just ran out saying, "Hey, can I play this for free?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, man. You just go in and play." I'm like, because each game you have to buy a token to play. but I just use the connection we have by Chris. I'm saying, can I play this for free? As a joke, but he was like, yeah, go for it. I'm like,
Speed 100.
I'm like, okay. And then I'll play a crane game. I play darts, and then I play Uno. There's a new Maple Story limited edition cards, especially played with for Uno. A lot of stuff. And funny
No
thing is,
wonder
I
you keep on having the reversal cards with you today.
true.
The Maple Story card, but instead of the reversal, it says shut up. Keep on throwing those.
On-
Keep on.
and then you know that I play the game for free. And then
Mhm.
I win stuff with that, and they still give it for free. They're
Rolling
very
s-
generous.
The
Very
rolling
generous.
of 20s there.
Yeah. They're
So,
like,
what's this? What's the company that makes Maple again?
hold on.
Ah,
Damn ads.
what is it? What's the name?
Get,
Come on,
uh,
you go
go.
and come on.
Cepat, tak ada. Check it. Yeah, come on.
Come on. What's the name of the company? Who made
5,
Maple Story?
4, 3.
Hideo Kojima. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I think that's about it for my section. We're just having fun there. Pretty much it. Get a lot of loot.
So yeah,
So,
Next
Hideo Kojima
on.
made Maple Story. Okay.
It's
yeah, Hideo
next on.
Kojima, please, yeah, next on, you can send the bill to Irham at the Nugget Senpai at gmail.com or whatever the fuck his email is. Bill him for that whole thing.
Just send me through my DMs anywhere. You can find me easily on the
Yeah.
internet, of course.
Find him IRL too. Like I tipped off a few like Russian mobsters the other day.
We don't talk about Russian people, especially here.
Oh,
I mean,
careful
maybe
now.
you don't.
Someone is going to get into the Devil Tower and be thrown from the top. If you're
No,
not
someone is
careful,
going to decide to walk off the Devil Tower.
Gamers Rise
No,
Up.
no one ever gets killed at the Devil Tower. They decide to walk off.
let's go to the news.
So the news. I have some news. Technically, it's like 2 weeks. Not 2 weeks old. It's like it's 2 weeks old. It's from E3. I didn't want to talk about it because it's tiring, but it's a slow news week, so I guess we're gonna talk about it. Pokemon is not going to have the new Pokemon games will not have a national dex.
Can you
So-
explain that for those who don't know?
Okay, so every new Pokemon game is a quote generation, right? With a new batch of Pokemon. And so there are some Pokemon that from old games that do make it into the new games. So those are fine. However, because the slogan of the game is gotta catch 'em all, there's usually some mechanism that lets you transfer in Pokemon from other games. Those are recorded in what is called a national dex. So it's the full Pokédex, with all 800 plus Pokemon in it. So for the past generation did not have a national dex, but you could transfer Pokemon in, if I remember correctly. But this new one, they have said there's not going to be a national dex, and to my understanding, like we cannot confirm that all Pokemon will be available in this game. That is the most conservative thing I can remember about this. And the excuse they gave was it's too much work to animate all the Pokemon. Except that is a lie, because one, they did most of the animation work in X and Y when they first brought it over to the 3DS, and they future-proofed everything by making it super high res and stuff. Two, because the new Pokemon game has walk cycles and shit, most Sun and Moon like data miners found like walk cycle data, so that exists already. It doesn't need that. And three, the animations are the most underwhelming part of Sword and Shield. So if your excuse was we needed more time to work on the animations, well, it looks like it was a waste because the animations really don't look really rough.
Oof.
Yeah. And I'm not expecting like Monster Hunter levels of detail, It's just there's some Pokemon attacks where it literally just looks like the Pokemon flying up and like moving around with no actual thing. Like it's not the Pokemon moving, it's just a hand dragging it around. There's a really good video by Dan from Extra Credits on his channel New Frame Plus where he talks about the Pokemon animation retrospective. That's a whole thing. Essentially what they're saying is that like the scope of the game is so big that they don't have like they have to save time on and not like put in all the Pokemon, which is fair. Like as sad as it sounds, like I get that. However, I have a counterpoint. We need mediocre Pokemon. We can't just phase out Pokemon that we don't like. We need the ice cream Pokemon, the trash can Pokemon, we need all the stupid mediocre, because that's what makes Pokemon great. Is you can have shitty Pokemon. There are some Pokemon that has served no function at all. I want you to look up Sunkern. It's
Smash.
literally just no Magikup's the best. Shut up. I just bought a Magikarp shirt.
Someone got the Uno card.
As
You
a-
gave too much away, man. Now you can be used on you.
yeah, man. There's a Pokemon that's literally just a sunflower seed. Like why?
What?
I don't know, but it's great. I would never get rid of it. There's another Pokemon that's literally just a bass. Like it's just a fish that has nothing special about it. The only thing special is that it changes colors if it's a boy or a girl. That's it. And you know what? It deserves to stay because we need mediocre Pokemon. Because otherwise, the only ones that stay are gonna be all the cool ones. And just like at that point, is Digimon. There's no mediocre Digimon. So I was discussing this with my friend. We had an idea. I have 2 ideas on how to fix this. Game Freak, you can have these ideas free of charge. The first one is you release the missing Pokemon at a later date. And the way you do this is you say, hey, we're announcing like new islands will appear every few months or so. This new island is a mountain biome. So here's all the mountain Pokemon that are missing. And plus that becomes like your content for the next year, and so you don't have to put out a new Pokemon game every fucking year. God damn it, Game Freak. The next idea I had was because I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but Pokemon used to have what they call these stadium games, right? Like you had Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Coliseum, where they're just like the main point is Pokemon battles. There's not much story or anything going on. You could do that. You could just have one of those games, and then all the Pokemon can be transferred there from Pokemon Home. Like that also works, but that now you have to make the animations actually look good and shit because now it's a whole game. Oh yeah, the other thing about the Pokemon thing is it turns out the Pokemon team are very bad at optimization. The Game Freak are really bad at optimization. So
yeah, Sun and Moon was very badly optimized, so I'm not surprised.
yeah, it was, and it was pointlessly badly optimized too. Like I don't need the trainer in the background of the battle. There's stuff like facial expressions with different head models instead of textures. And there's a bunch of technical stuff. I should bring on one of my mod friends to talk about it in more detail because otherwise I'd just go on forever here. But yeah, I recommend finding an article that talks about this because it's depressing, especially with Pokemon so close to release, It's like I'm legit like de-hyped for this game now, knowing that there's a very good chance my favorite Pokemon might have been given the axe because I like pointlessly obscure Pokemon.
All of this sounds like Daniel. Remember Gran Turismo's premium and standard cars? Yeah, that thing. Wow, it reminded me of that. In
To be
terms,
fair though, at least premium cars don't have to have walk cycles.
no, problem is premium cars are too little and standard cars look horrible in HD. To the point
I
that
see.
the PS4 they scrapped both of them. They're making super premium cars, and now we have to start over again with the cars.
Drip fit.
That's the thing, right? That's what they did with X and Y. They were like, we work extra hard to build like this future-proof collection of assets, all these animations and shit. And Sun and Moon proves that they have like walk cycles as well, like unused stuff. And yet now they're saying they don't have the time or resources. Like, you have it, they're there, they're right there. 800 Pokemon. Like, ugh.
You'll see. Probably the switch to Switch might be something that we don't know how it affects the development. But yeah,
I
still,
don't know.
it sounds from no understandable from this the sound from the perspective of players like us. We expected all of those to come back. This never happened, so it does feel it does hit you.
Yeah, it's one of those things too where like, because they say like, oh, we have to cut this out to make room for the new stuff. But I'm one of those Pokemon players where I'm just like, I actually would not have minded not having some of the new stuff. Like, okay, big open world. Okay, fine. I have to admit that that's kind of the biggest appeal of Pokemon right now, is that wandering Pokemon mechanic. But like stuff like full body 3D models, I think I can live without those. The 3D models at the start of the fight can probably live without those as well. Because X and Y had the 2D Danganronpa style sprites, and I was like, that was pretty good. It looked good. Like, let's see if I can. Pokemon XY battle sprites. Like, they looked really, really good because they were all hand drawn. Boop, boop, boop. Nope. Okay, can't find them. Taking too long. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay then.
We gotta keep this podcast rolling. So that's Pokemon news. It's basically like, I'll probably still get Pokemon, but it's really like, usually this is the time where I get hyper excited for Pokemon, and now it's just like, you know. I feel like if we're gonna talk about this story in depth, I'll probably bring Kuro back because I need someone else to back up the Pokemon knowledge, because I'm purely just remembering off the top of my head here.
You
Okay.
can bring in the Pokemon Compendium.
Yeah. So other headlines for the day. We don't have loot boxes. We have surprise mechanics. Yeah. I need to correct something because everyone I know reads it as surprise mechanics, as if it's the mechanics that are the surprise. No, it's the surprise is the mechanic. Like, they're saying it's like Kinder eggs. Not
It's
that
even
the
worse.
yeah. So just tonally, it's surprise mechanic, not surprise mechanic. Here's your pedantry for the week. It gets even funnier when you realize this was at a congressional hearing at the EU. They were talking about, because the EU wants to ban loot boxes in games. So they were like, we don't use the term loot boxes, except they do. We use the term surprise mechanic, and they're perfectly ethical, or something like that. And all the senators were just like, yeah, no.
Even they know.
Yeah. Then next on the list, Treyarch Crunch and QA department second class citizen. Wow, do we only have like really bad news from the industry this week?
Yes. Even number 3 is bad.
Yeah. So someone please explain this story.
The Treyarch one. So there was expose by Kotaku's Jason Schreier on
Uh-huh.
the terrible work condition of the development of COD Black Ops 4. Banned by terrible crunch is by their QR punya
QA.
testers QA lah. QR. Why am I
QR just
Good.
oh giant.
QR codes playing games now? So is the QA testers were like treated as second-rate contract workers? Basically, they cannot do all of the employee stuff like having go lunch and all. Pretty bad. No wonder that game tanked badly. It's all the bad karma he's getting from just the start.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, so I guess Activision is Activision lah. This is their second case.
Yeah.
Fire
Uh
Bobby Kotick.
hashtag
The
fire Bobby
boycott.
Kotick. You fucking prick. Next thing, PUBG getting a story mode.
Of all things.
Really got this
Why?
rolling ones this week, huh?
Why?
That's what I told the story like before we started. So it's 3:30 in the morning. I saw this post from I think Gamer Sutra or something like, oh, ex co-founder of Sledgehammer is opening a new company with the PUBG Corp to create a story driven experience. To which I just said out loud, macam, am I dreaming? It's 3 a.m. in Malaysia and like PUBG is doing a story.
Who the hell
How?
is doing story mode in 3 a.m.? Oh, story mode in 3 a.m.
PUBG. I don't know. I don't know.
It does sounds like a hazy dream come true.
I don't know.
But yeah, I can confirm I saw the news as well.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, looking at the news, it seems like the founder of Sledgehammer and also Glenn Schofield is also I get the director for Dead Space 2.
Yes.
Dead Space, the first one. So I trust him for a good story, at least because Dead Space
It's
amazing.
better have body horror. Like we have to shoot someone's leg.
Yeah, probably.
PUBG
But-
body horror.
No,
No,
man, it's
literally
PUBG
Battle
save the
Royale.
world.
No, it's
Literally bad.
no, it's literally battle royale. We have to be the resistance. Fight the government.
Mm.
Rise up.
Like,
But
but
Gamers
you want the
rise up
chicken
moment.
dinner.
Gamers rise up.
You want the chicken dinner, but at what cost?
Everything.
The chicken is us. We're the chicken.
Or maybe chicken invasion.
oh no.
Whoa,
Crossfire hired Remedy for their single player experience. Looks like PUBG is taking the same thing, the same page from them, I guess.
We'll
We'll
get
see.
some full circle from a campaign game making battle royale to battle royale games making campaign.
Terbalik like what?
Single players again. Okay, next.
No, man, they're not dead. What's his name? Greg from Kind of Funny Games said they're not dead. One thing funny about PUBG though is it has created this weird kind of cosplayer where they basically just wear school uniforms, but if you hold a gun, it's a PUBG cosplay.
And a
Yeah.
frying pan. Don't forget
Yeah,
it.
if it whole frying pan is PUBG,
Oh, yeah.
PUBG.
No, if it's a guy cosplayer, it's frying pan. If it's a girl cosplayer, it's an M16 and a school uniform. Which makes me I actually kind of want the Sekolah Menengah school uniform in PUBG.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That works.
And then-
That works.
Okay, you have the
Wow.
I
you have
think
the
I
Sekolah
think that
Menengah
works.
uniform, you have the helmet, you have the pen, you have the gun. Profit.
Profit, yeah. Can we do that? Can we sell the idea to PUBG?
Let me
Wow.
call Tencent. Can we sell this to you?
Better ask for the kids' consent.
What?
Before we move, we need to move on. Next.
Okay, so
Hello police, yes officer, this right here.
Take down
So,
this man. Okay, go on.
skipping this because NBA 2K has unskippable ads. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, and then to the
Ooh.
last headline of the day.
Steam sales.
Yeah, I bought 2 games already.
You know it's a good Steve sale when just buy it to
Yeah.
I bought Hand Simulator.
Okay, let's go through the room. What do you guys bought so far at the Steam sales? Anam first. We know Yakuza.
I bought Yakuza 0
Yes.
and The Fall Unbound Part 2. It's a 2D platformer story game. I already got the first the first one, the Fall, and then this is the second game, the Fall Part 2.
Oh, the
I really
fall. Yeah,
yeah, I really recommend you guys like try this game. It's really good. It's a short one, just a few hours, but it's a good puzzle platformer. Sorry, Rich.
I've heard of it. It's okay. Like the
And
fall.
also, if you some suggestion, maybe you guys buy Shadowrun. I don't know. Maybe you guys want to try Shadowrun.
Oh,
I
I
really
had.
Wait,
I
Shadowrun?
have.
Shadowrun.
It's,
Oh,
bas- it's basically Cyberpunk, but the magic is
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
With
you
orcs.
Cyberpunk magic.
didn't look. Wow, we didn't. We talk about that yesterday while we were.
yeah, we
driving
did
to
talk about that in the
Shadowrun.
class. So I follow Quiet Shy on Twitter, right? And she was saying she's not as hyped for Cyberpunk as everyone else is, because she remembers when the Cyberpunk tabletop came out, and it was immediately eclipsed because a year later Shadowrun came out, and Shadowrun is like infinitely better than Cyberpunk.
Because it's magic.
Yeah, because there's magic, and elves and shit.
Magic
So
elves and magic orcs. But yeah, Shadowrun
yeah.
is out already, so Shadowrun
Mhm.
returns.
Yeah,
That's
Return,
it's like
Dragon
XCOM, right?
Ball.
I say
It's like-
isometric RPG.
Yeah, isometric turn-based RPG.
So
Oh, it's like
closer
Divinity.
to no Divinity. Yeah, Divinity.
No,
100%.
Divinity. Yeah, Divinity.
I was thinking original Fallout,
Oh
Which is
yeah, I forgot.
which is also like Divinity original scene.
Hmm.
Okay, Iram.
Yeah, also maybe you guys buy Outward.
Oh, Outward.
That's for
Outward.
being messages. Trust me.
Put it on and then listen to Anand's 30-minute lecture from a few episodes ago while you play.
No, I don't want to go through that
podcast.
again.
No, I'm saying they listen to that while they play Outward.
Fuck this game. Okay.
Oh,
That's the review done. Ilham, what did you buy? You have 150 of spare money.
I'm kind of contemplating between saving money for Code Vein or gonna spend it now. So, but I already spent like 50 ringgit. Oh no. I can't stop this hand. This hand is too strong.
Why?
So I bought a tabletop game, 4-pack, and then I bought Ultimate Fishing Simulator. Oh my god! It was the best game ever. I'm like, shoo. Unreal. Oh my god! Damn. I wish this thing on mobile though. I can play like every single day.
There's
Fish,
so
fish.
many
Tabletop
Game.
simulator.
there's so many
Tabletop
fishing mini
Tabletop
games.
Mini games
Wow.
doesn't show different kind of fish, different kind of bait need to be used to get a certain fish. Even the reel can affect what kind of fish you will be getting. It's kind of like playing gacha but with fish.
That's how you see it. Ya Allah. That's how you fishing is a gacha.
Hantu
Oh.
gacha.
I'm just
Gacha
imagining
so-
like older Irham now, like on the boat, kid, right? And he's just like, son, fishing is like gacha. And then he throws the line, and then he pulls out a big bass, and he's just like, SSR.
I mean,
SSR bait.
we literally go to the gacha pond now. I
Gacha
thought
pond, yes!
Yes.
I thought the pond was just there, but it goes deeper. Man.
The gacha pond.
Okay, I can see the next generation of kids when they do their biodata kan for fun kan. Our hobbies instead of fishing modern fishing now. Gacha.
It cures my gambling addiction.
Come on. Fishing cures my fishing addictions. Daniel, did you bought anything?
I bought. I'm about to buy actually. Red Alert, Command and Conquer Red Alert 3.
Oh, 950
Oh.
Like all
Yeah,
EA
950 'cause-
games. Like all of the leftover EA games.
For
Yeah.
just one reason, because I was
Below
watching
10 ringgit.
Summer Games Done Quick, the speedrunning punya charity game show, I guess. And they played Red Alert 3 and just showed the cutscene with Tim Curry, and
Mhm.
he himself has sold me the game. Like, all right, I'm gonna buy this tomorrow.
Lol.
Because the premise is dumb as hell. Like in the start of the first cutscene, he just killed Albert Einstein, and well, that kickstarts the game.
Wait, what?
That is a sentence.
He kills Albert Einstein. That kickstarts the game because then Japan comes in and gets angry at them. So
Why the fuck is angry at them? What?
nampak tak?
Out of context, this sounds very intriguing because I forgot about Red Alert 3 for some time.
Is Yuri still there? No, I'm thinking of
Yuri Revenge is that, yeah. I think it's still in the the remaining EA games. So yeah, gotta play some Red Alert 3.
Nice.
Help Tim Curry achieve his dream of escaping from capitalism in space.
That's another way to say that.
So Mac or Wump, any of you bought games?
I have not, but I'm currently looking at Warhammer Mechanicus because it's like $30.
Alright,
Tempting.
Let me ask you a question first. How many Warhammer games have you played?
Okay. I feel like we have talked about this on the podcast before.
Yeah,
But I have an ongoing curse with Warhammer games where I buy them and they don't work.
Yeah, latest update. How many games now?
Hold on, let me check my library. We have this requires some checking.
Oh,
So I own the entire Dawn of War 2 collection
Okay.
because I got that for cheap. Where is it? Oh, I have to set it to PC mode. Okay, I have no option for that. So I have Dawn of War 2, like all the Dawn of War 2 games. I own Dawn of War 1, Dark Crusade. I own Battlefleet Gothic, Armada. I own what's this? What's the Left 4 Dead one? The Left 4 Dead one. Space Hulk Deathwing. Yeah, I own Space Hulk Deathwing. All of those, I have only gotten Dark Crusade to work.
Well, you should put a category in your Steam library kan. Warhammer 40k games, Warhammer 40k games that work.
Oh, and I own Space Marine as well because I got it from the Humble Bundle when it was free. When it was free on Humble, I have not tried it out yet.
Okay.
But yeah.
See how the two lists grow.
Oh, and Blood Bowl 2. That's not 40k, but it's Blood Bowl. That works. It's just evil. It's just an evil game. But yeah, so tempted to get Mechanicus because my brother really wants to play Mechanicus. He really likes the cult Mechanicus. But at the same time, it's just like, Alternatively, also $30. Where is it? There's the Blackout Club, which is early access.
Oh, that one. This one's good.
Oh, Lightning Returns. Yeah, I wanted to get that because that game's a dumpster fire, but it's a fun dumpster fire.
Oh, I should get that as well.
It's prototype Nier Automata, where you play as Stoic Girl and Shota as they rebel against God.
Now that you say it.
Nier Automata, but in the eyes of Tetsuya Nomura.
Tetsuya Nomura. Nier Automata.
Nomura eyes.
Yeah, those are plenty of belts on her default.
No, actually, her default is just a swimsuit and a cape.
Wait, so I'm imagining things then. Huh?
No, I think that was the one second game. I don't remember.
You're probably thinking of the second game one. Lightning Returns one. She's literally just wearing a swimsuit. Like my friend and I made a joke about it because she's serving God, right? So God's just like, Lightning, put on the bikini. Like, why? It's like, you have to. You're my messenger.
Alright, I should buy that then as well.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it's pretty much just a swimsuit, and a cape. Yeah, essentially, and some shoulder plates. That's pretty much her entire costume. But yeah, it's a dumpster fire of a game, but it's I don't want to say it's fun. It's weird. It's weird. That's the only reason I want to pick it up.
It's the only reason
Totally
why it's
nothing
on
to do
FNPC.
with Lightning's Dragoon costume in that game, and my incessant crush on Lightning. Totally nothing to do with those. But yeah, that's my Steam picks. Totally recent games like Mechanicus and fucking Lightning Returns.
As for me, I just bought a fresh new copy of Wreckfest. Destruction Derby. Hey, it's good. It's running. I can get the controller running, and it's fun.
It's more than half of my Warhammer collection.
Well, it is made by the Lich King, so expecting to run on old machines and.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I've picked up some like leftover DLCs that I've been pining to take to buy. So I got the Kingdom of Sahamalo all settled, so I'll be revisiting that in not so soon. I just want it there. For some reason, I just want it there. Maybe until THQ Nordic revives the IP. Still thinking of getting Monster Hunter World or maybe pre-order something. So that's the choice.
No,
Cyberpunk.
vitamin B.
Vitamin B.
Dinomac.
No,
Dinomac.
I've put all those 3 games plus Grid on the top 3 of my wish list. And let's hope Team Kogi wins again and we got into the one of 300 lucky
Team
people who
Corgi.
got free
Oh,
300.
someone got free Cyberpunk. I was so mad. Oh, god damn, you're lucky son of a gun.
No, I look at my friends list and who participate in the Steam Grand Prix, essentially the Steam sales new gimmick game for this year. Everyone is in Team Kogi. How
I haven't joined the team yet.
join Team Kogi.
Easy win.
How do I do that?
Just click on the Steam Grand Prix on the store page.
On the banner.
On the banner
Just the
thing.
banner.
I mean,
Uh,
based on my run of luck, I have to play it safe.
Other thing, guys, Death's Gambit is 30% off on Steam. I highly recommend picking it up. It's a great game. It's a great game, and it's getting a free update soon. That makes it even better.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting Final Fantasy 12, but apparently Square Enix, as always, stingy with the discounts. So no Square Enix games today.
Yeah, even Lightning Returns is like $30 is an awful lot for an ancient game.
So no,
An anciently bad game.
I'm still not sold on Square Enix being stingy with their Japanese games. Rise of the Tomb Raider is pretty cheap though. And Shadow. And Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
I forgot about Deus Ex. I almost said Daemon X.
Don't worry. We will usher in the new age of immersive sim soon enough. Anyway, that's the sim sale, I guess.
Yeah. Thumbnails.
That's the podcast and the thumbnails. Devil
Can we have
Tower is there.
Says Bass, please. The gacha pond.
God, I was okay, that and the Uno card.
Yeah,
Uno card, reverse, +4.
Reversal. Strong power.
Irham, send me a Maple Story character to me. Whatever you like.
Okay.
And Wham, the 3-headed jelly bean monster.
Yes, and I've been drawing it during the podcast. I was sorry, guys, that we're really tired this week.
And the dice
Like,
and the dice on top of it is a 1. That's it.
yeah,
That's the podcast.
that's the podcast.
Time to share your
Oh.
social links. Wham.
So you can follow me on Twitter at Whammerol, patreon.com, Whammerol, Facebook, Cruise Crusader Whammerol. And one more thing, I'm gonna be at AMG this year. So
Asking money,
it's
huh?
yeah, I am because the booth was fucking expensive. So it's also gonna be my last convention for a while.
Sedih bunyi. Sounds super depressing, man.
It is. So, please light a vigil for me or whatever.
We,
And
we have to send off Wham somewhere.
yeah,
Off to
I'm
the other
dude,
side of the pond.
my flight is literally a week after AMG. So
Oh,
it's
we shall celebrate.
yeah, it's literally gonna be AMG Astral Chain, then I leave.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a thing. So make sure to follow me for more information on AMG. I may have more than one surprise listed. And also just tell me what you want me to sell at AMG, because there might be Ava stuff, there might be Bloodborne stuff. Also, Ava's really good. You should watch that on Netflix.
Woo.
Except don't watch it on Netflix because the subs apparently suck.
Yeah, I am
Wow.
worthy of his
True,
grace.
true.
Fuck. God damn Anon-san, why?
Yeah, man. These subs are not worthy of my grace. Daniel.
You can follow me at twitter.com as flakyfl4ky. I am now currently dying over I have to do 5 reviews within 5 weeks. So
If on schedule.
if on schedule lah. Tapi so if because I already done some drafts for the next review, so stay tuned lah. By I don't know Monday, by the time this podcast comes out, there'll be one. And and another thing, I forgot already. Oh yeah, remember to what? Update your PSN, I guess, PS Plus, because the thing is coming out into one. The
Oh,
bulk
the price
yeah.
hike.
the price hike.
Yeah,
I remember
it
that because my PS Plus is dying next month, so it's my job to remind you guys about that. Okay.
Also pro tip, it goes on sale during Black Friday usually. So schedule your life around that.
Okay.
Anan?
How do I say this? I have a social account with the word vibranium.
Oh my
Search for it.
God. Keep
Somewhere.
sending the
A
cookie
social
crumbs.
account.
Is this a honey trap or honey bit? What was the team again? Honey trap.
We're very tired, guys. Irham?
Oh boy, better follow me at Nugget Kohai on Twitter. You're gonna see a lot of good art, a lot of good artists. You're gonna have a lot of
A
good
lot of
connections.
tatas.
Shut up.
You got
Lot of facts.
everyone. I have to go on record. Everyone got a Uno card today.
I mean, yeah, if you want to join the ACG toxic community, just hit me up and I'll put you into the links of those. You know what I mean? And then you can see all those dramas about ACG.
Link me up.
The tankers of pawns. And I have been
No.
Amirul Amicronos Ashraf. A lot of laptop coverage is on gamermatters.com. More to come.
Please give Macronis laptop.
There,
Please.
Yeah,
Lenovo, give him.
there is
Lenovo, Acer, any one of you, you could power this fine podcast.
there is a review of the Asus ROG Strix G, which is on gamermatters.com. I think it hits the spot, or as the name say, I think it strikes the G spot really well in terms of price and performance. So go check that out. And this has been the Log, the Gaming Matters podcast. Nobody got that joke. And have a
Oh
good
no, we got it. We
day.
just
We got it.
The sandbag is real. And guys, if you roll a 1, ask for a reroll.
fire a marker light. It lets you reroll once.
Carry extras.
Is it over yet?
Shut up.
Come on. I have the privilege to use it first. Don't do it to me.